Hey guys, Keith from Wyvern Games here, and I'm going to show you how to grab wyvern eggs. Assuming you've already got a wyvern, in this case I have. I'm just going to put my gear on. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think full hazard protection from the Haz suit protects you from the poison gas that the poison wyverns breathe on you. I think, but I'm not 100% sure. But I'm going to wear it in any case, just in case it does. And this is the Caballus Map. Caballus Map. Let me get that right. The Caballus Map. And this is the Wyvern Trench, and it runs from that area there all the way down to kind of the coast over there. It's quite big. This particular trench contains the fire wyverns, the poison wyverns, and the lightning wyverns, and all the associated eggs. Obviously, it's the same as every other wyvern trench. When you grab an egg, all the wyverns within render come towards you and try to kill you. So we'll probably just have a look at the egg and not grab every single egg. Just looking at that one with the awesome spyglass, that's a 95, and it's poison, so we'll leave that for now and we'll keep looking. And what we're really after, those little cubbies. You see the egg in the cubby hole, and there's another one up there, so we'll go and have a look at a couple over there. If we get aggroed, we may just kill the wyverns, and I'll show you how to do that as well. Okay, that one's at level 100, so we'll leave that. I'm actually after something like a 180, 190 or something like that. There is, out of interest, there are ways to grab eggs on this map without a flyer at all. You can creep through the cave system if it's your first one. I'm going to aggro some of these eventually, but let's just have a look at that one. That's a 165. So actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab it, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to fly off, and all the wyverns that are in render will now turn red and they'll follow me. But I'm going to fly off in this general direction. Even the ones that see me afterwards should aggro on me as well. Now, what you want for this, ideally, is a wyvern that you've put a lot of points in stamina on. See, you've got a lot of wyverns there heading in my general direction, and what I'm aiming to do is either get them to aggro something else, so go near some land animals so that the wyverns aggro them, or get them out of render, at which point, once they're out of render, they will stop following. So just have a look around. Already starting to get out of render there. That one's stopped anyway, I think. There we go. So once they're out of render, that's it. Essentially that's it. They've stopped following me. Now that's easy to do on this map, and I'll tell you why. This is the trick. Open my inventory. Sorry, open the wyvern's inventory. Now, you see that? That is something that you get on this map called Valyrian Reins, and it gives the dino additional speed. Just a small amount of additional speed, and it makes all the difference while you're trying to escape, because you're a little bit faster than them, so you can escape and get them out of render faster. So there we go, 165 fire wyvern egg. I'm going to go back and see if there's any more. I'll show you what happens to those wyverns. The moment they stop aggroing you, then they start falling back into their routine, and so we should be seeing some wyverns here. Either that or they've despawned. That's another option. Looks like there's one. So you see how it just starts to, it's pointing in my direction, but then the moment you go back into render, it just starts doing its usual routine. So that is an option. You could always aggro a ton of wyverns and pull them out of the way like that, so they're all over on that side, and then check out the other side if you're in fear of your wyvern. But this wyvern can probably hold its own anyway if it has to kill 2 or 3 wyverns. So what we'll do is we'll sit here and get the stamina back, because the key here is making sure your stamina is full. This Wyvern has 1680. The Valyrian Reins give about 300 stamina. So you see that? 1351. Put the Valyrian Reins on. 1689. So 350, something like that. 350 stamina. And I think the better the Valyrian Reins, the better stamina you get. Certainly it gives 17.3 armour to your Wyvern. So it acts like a saddle in that way. So excellent. So you can make primitive ones using the engram. You just need toughened hide and a few other ingredients. I'll just show you that now. There's the Valyrian Reins. Doesn't need a right lot. You get toughened hide off loads of different dinos. So that's easy to make, to get you put on your first Wyvern. Then when you start killing the Wyverns, they also drop those of various differences. I'm not sure whether it's related to how powerful the Wyvern is, and not every Wyvern drops them. It's a rare drop. So yeah, it's worth actually killing a load of Wyverns. And when I get a man of armour, I'll show you how easy that is. It can be done quite easily with the Wyvern, and I may end up showing you that because I may end up aggroing one. So, but before we do that, let's keep looking for eggs. So that's not bad for a start, up to 160 something. We've got that's a 20th level, so we won't bother with that. Try this one. That's a lightning Wyvern, but it's only 15. See this one, it's quite a lot, but they're all quite low level. That's a 20. So one of my options is I just take an egg, kill all the Wyverns, and then get them all to respawn to try and get some higher ones. That's a 50th level. Just keep going. There's a Wyvern down there, but I'm just far enough not to aggro it. There's a couple of nests there, so let's check out that one. That's a 165 poison egg, so we'll have that. And this time, instead of flying away, I'm actually going to kill the Wyverns, and I'll show you what to do. So if you've got a reasonable Wyvern, you're going to take damage. So let's not pretend you're not going to take damage. You shouldn't. Your survivor shouldn't take damage, but the Ice Wyvern will take damage. Depending on how many Wyverns we're going to have to kill, it's probably going to be 1,000 to 2,000 per Wyvern, depending on the levels of the Wyvern, of course. And so as long as you're expecting to take damage, you don't have to panic. You will do more damage than they will to you. So what we're going to do is literally park ourselves in here, get facing the outside wall, and we're going to just lift up slightly, so we're like that. And then the Wyverns are going to come in, try and attack me. And they'll get stuck in there, and they won't be able to use the breath on you really. They will if they're approaching, and you can just bite and bite and bite. So there we see the poison Wyvern. The poison Wyvern gas isn't doing me any damage because of the Has suit. The other Wyvern breath weapons don't damage you on the back of a Wyvern, so it's only damaging my Wyvern. And I'm just biting away there. You can see my Wyvern health going down a little bit, but the trick is not to panic, not to try and run away, and just kill them, because you will eventually. And I'm hitting more than one at a time here. There's a 185 there. Let's hope the egg spawns. So as you notice, the lightning Wyverns are not getting off any lightning attacks because they're too close. So they're choosing to bite because they're close. If you'd been flying around, flying away, they would have been lightning striking you. So there's one there that's not quite playing ball, so we'll just pull him out of here and then we'll put him back in. And that way we'll pull him back in. There's another one, so let's do it again. That one should circle around and come in a second. That's probably, what level's that one? That was a 90, and that's a 90 as well, so we'll kill these off. See, I'm not even down to half health yet on my Wyvern, so I'm not concerned. And these are nearly dead. So this is another option if you've got a decent Wyvern. It's literally just, there's another one dead. And what you also get, of course, by doing that is, there's a set of Valyrian Reins right there, and they're better than my set. So I will quickly swap those out. You just have to take it off and put it back on. Okay. Gives me the same amount of stamina, so it's obviously not related. So it's just the looks like it's just the armour that improves. But look at these, I've got some fire talons, lightning talons, poison talons. Not sure on this map whether they'll be of any use to me. Ton of stuff, and a ton of sulphur and a ton of prime meat. If your inventory is more than half full, the wyverns will be dropping bags on the floor. It's worth checking those bags because they could have Valyrian saddles in them. What's that? It's a 60 paleo tech, 60 paleo Rex. Alright, so that's a lot of wyverns dead, so we should be pretty safe now to check out the rest of the nests. I think that's pretty much the end of it there. I think that's the end of the nests. I don't think there's any at this end that I've seen before, so once you go beyond there, I don't think there's any more nests, but we'll have a quick look. Maybe there is. Oh, sorry, I'm at the wrong place. There is some more nests. Okay, so I'm sorry I'm moving around a bit quick, but there's no wyverns left because they've killed them all. So we can, at our leisure now, there's a 50. We'll just pick up every egg. I should probably show you the damage. So went from 15,000 health to 6,000 health there. So that's 9,000 health, and I killed 2, 4, 6, I think. So 1,500 health per wyvern killed. So as long as you know that, as long as you're prepared to take the risk, you can just kill the wyverns, and then you're at your leisure pick up all the eggs. The benefit of picking up all the eggs is it forces wyverns and new nests to respawn. So if you're looking for a high level egg, you really want to pick up every single egg you can find. Okay, yeah, it's because I'm sat down. If I go up like that, I mean, and the trick is not just be on the ground. If you actually just lift off, and then you're in a perfect place to bite. And of course, killing wyverns is an excellent way to level up your wyverns and yourself, because they really do give a lot of XP. And did I get any Valyrian saddles from that? No. So we're up to 7 talons now of different kinds, which is nice. So what we'll do now is we'll go back along, this time picking up every egg we can find. So I've just picked that one up. There's a nest there, so we'll go down. I must have already got that one. Did I get that one back there, or is it just my memory? Did I actually get that egg, or did I? Must have. Oh, okay, so we've got some respawns, I think. But what we'll do is we'll find an egg first. We might as well find an egg before we fight the rest of those. Fight the rest of those. They can follow me along for now. The other option, of course, is pull these wyverns away with a bit of space between you and them, and then get your Giga out, and your Giga will dispatch those. That assumes you've got a Giga, so we're going to go into this little cubby, and hopefully they'll follow me. I'm not sure whether... Ah, yeah, they come. So let's get off the ground, get some bite. Yeah, they're out of range and they can hit me there. So you just got to be careful. Sometimes that wasn't a very good cubby to be doing that in. The main damage comes from the breath attack. So yeah, and I'm at 3,000 health now, so I'm getting close. I don't really want to lose my wyvern. So what we'll do is we'll pull these away, and I'll show you the technique. The other technique, which is literally just get a Giga out and kill them that way. So they're coming towards me nicely. There's somebody's bed and something there, so I won't go near that because it'll destroy it. So there, the wyverns are still coming. Plenty of time. We'll land you wyvern, jump off, get your Giga out, get it out. Okay, jump on it, and they will definitely target. They'll target you, and literally goodbye wyverns. So it's that simple really with a Giga. It's actually, you're as well actually just walking over there and trying to aggro a load with your Giga, because once you got rid of them, you can, as you say, at your leisure. So we'll check. See, I say there's a bag because my Giga killed it and it dropped, and there's a talon in there. So, and what obviously we're looking for Valyrian saddles. So there should be another bag. That means there should be a second bag, and there it is. And there's some Valyrian saddle. So there we go. So they're not that rare a drop. In fact, what we'll do is we'll pop that one on there because it's even better than the one I had. 26. So that's a 26 armour. Just seeing it didn't seem to affect the stamina, that one, which was strange. Let's take it off again. Put it back on. Not affecting the stamina, that one. That's strange. I wonder if they're all different. Let's try the 19.9 one. Nah, something slightly buggy there then. Let's just put the best one on. So that should be there we go. That worked. I might because it was needed to be leveled up. So that one did give me more stamina, I think, or is it just because I leveled up stamina? Anyway, that is better armour. So that's how you get a Valyrian saddle. What I'm going to do is take him out of the equation so I don't lose my ice wyvern. As you can see, the wyverns themselves give a ton of toughened hide, and that is there to make the Valyrian saddle if you want to make one from scratch. Now I'm too heavy, so I'll bin off all that, I'll bin off that, bin off that. You do get an awful lot of gumph from these things. I often bin this directly from my wyvern's inventory. What regs did we get? We got 165, a 90, a 165, a 50. So we don't need the 50. Eat that. A 90. Eat that. Now, why am I eating them, you ask? Well, by eating the wyvern egg, we've already killed the wyverns and we've taken the egg, but the egg's still in the game. So if you're within range of the trench, because the egg's still in the game, it won't respawn. So you need to eat the egg, it removes it from the game. So if you've both killed the wyvern and eaten the egg, that gives an opportunity for the wyverns to respawn. So that's why you'll often find if you go away and come back and you haven't killed the wyvern, or you've taken the egg, not killed the wyvern, or you've killed the wyvern but not taken the egg, or you've dropped the egg into the open place. Some people drop the eggs. They won't respawn, and you'll have an age to wait for the egg to actually the nest, sorry, to respawn. So best option if you can is take the egg, kill all the wyverns. That way you get constant respawns. But I'm aware that that's difficult for people if they haven't got endgame dinos. But this Giga I'm using here, nothing special, normal saddle. I managed to tame a 145, and I just mated that with a lobby, and obviously I think it was a 145, might have even been lower than that. And so, you know, this is nothing special. This is only a generation 2, I think, Giga. I'll check my ancestors. Yeah, there you go. So that's my 145, which came out as a 224, of course, once it was tamed. Perfect tame. 217. That was just a lobby. So this Giga, I'm not using anything special, and it's already a complete wyvern killer. Let's get some. Let's have a look. I might drop down in a second, grab that Titanoboa venom in those bags. I'm not sure why it's not getting picked up because of the weight is more than half. You don't pick up trophies when weight's more than half. So yeah, you've got to be careful of that. I bet a lot of trophies been left behind because of that. That's a Carno running towards me, so let's kill that before we grab. And also, of course, I'm so used to just jumping off a Giga that I've often killed myself. Yeah, because of the height you're jumping off, you do take damage. So yeah, I'm so used to wearing a tech suit. Which obviously the boots of the tech suit protect you from fall damage. I'm so used to wearing it, I just jump off the back of the Giga over and over again 3 or 4 times and I die. And I'm like, what are you doing, Keith? Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to do a walking trial now. This is an alternate way to get eggs. To an extent, it's safer with a Giga. Because literally a couple of bites and they're dead, and they've got more health generally. to another extent, you can't get to some of the nests, of course, so you're going to have to use a grappling hook. So it's a little bit less safe when it comes to getting the egg and getting back to your Giga. But each to their own, and it does depend what dinos you've got. I think if you've got a decent Rex, you could quite easily do it with a Rex, but they haven't got the height that a Giga's got, so they can't really crowd out the Wyvern. And so let's see, this gun's going to hit me with a lightning bolt. Let's see what damage. Okay, it did 36. It did a bunch of about 10 36s, that lightning. So I would say, yeah, it took a little bit of health off me. We're just going to level up melee damage because this is a Giga. I did pick up a few interesting eggs off the ground. This map, the females do sometimes leave nests with an egg in, which you can steal. I'm not talking about Wyverns now, I'm talking about all dinos in the open map. Another one there, wonder what that is. It's a Rex egg. So that Rex we saw before, that must have been the... I'm not sure it's the females or whether it's... I'm not sure whether it spawns when they spawn or whether it just spawns in their vicinity. So that's a 165 fire wyvern, so that's probably the mother of the egg that we picked up earlier. Now dead. And did we get any Valyrian? No, but it's in the Giga's inventory's over half, so let's see if we can see there's a bag. And there should be a bag. There it is, because I shouldn't have picked up any of its trophy stuff. And we'll just have the claw. Okay, this is a 20th level Tyrannosaur egg, so we'll pick that up. And yeah, you can imagine being quite useful if you're completely new to the game. That one was actually, unfortunately, well, it was only 20th level anyway. They do decay over time, so if you pick one up that's at 1%, it'll probably just disappear from your inventory. A bit like the Wyvern eggs do when they're not picked up for a while. Yeah, so I don't think I want a Kentro, so I'm just trying to reduce my weight a little bit. I don't want a Scorpion 50th level egg. 165s I'll have. Okay, we've got an incoming. You see, even this Giga's doing 1367 damage per bite. So yeah, not at any risk from the Wyverns, unless you're off it, of course. Now I just did it again, damaged myself. I'm going to just drink some medical brews to get my health back. I'll have that claw, and let's keep moving. Let's take us into the actual Wyvern area. So we need to find a way down. The most obvious way is just dropping off here. We'll just do that. We'll just drop off. Now, my Giga would take an awful lot of damage here unless I jump off at the last minute, in which case it doesn't take any damage and I don't take any damage. So that's good news. So you see there's a nest. What we're gonna... No, I don't really want to be going into the lava. I think that's lava. It's not really showing up very well. Looks like it's dried up. Am I taking any damage? Yes, but I'm taking damage from that, so it's obviously hot. So we will maybe just climb up this way, go that side. So I want my Giga below the nest really, so I can drop onto him if I need it, if it's an emergency. Alright, then I'm going to need my trusty crossbow, which I use for caving, and load it with a grappling hook, and this is going to be fun. We will, in fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put this on. No, I'm not going to change it actually. I'm just going to go straight up. I don't want it going into lava if it attacks something. There we go. So that's me up with the egg. Now obviously as soon as I pick that egg up, that one we saw earlier and everything else in render's gonna aggro. So once that happens, we're just going to jump off the edge and land on the back of my Giga. So I pick it up. And I don't want to fly too far, so that's probably about right. Actually, that's going to hurt me. Right, and land on the back of the Giga like that. So if you land on the floor, you're going to severely hurt yourself. Now if I just back it there, I'm hoping that's going to protect me from the breath weapon while that comes. That's a fire. I thought it was a lightning. Oh, there's more than one, and they're stuck around the corner. So we'll maybe go get them instead. And I think they're coming after me, but they don't realise I'm coming after them. Big time. Don't really. The idea of killing wyverns is you don't want them to be kind of a distance away from you. You want to keep them close if you can, because if you're close, they want breath weapon. Oh, come on, where are you? Yeah, a bit stuck in there. I have to go out and come back out. I'm only going to take a little bit. Oh, there's the lava. It's appearing now. So that was just a bug. That's just a bug. You see that? It was slightly a distance away and it got a breath attack off. When they're close, they don't breath weapon. So that's useful to know. It's a bit slow because of all this prime, so I'm going to get rid. I'm just going to get rid. All I actually need is a little bit of meat. So as you can see, you know, taking 2,000 damage, but really killed a ton of wyverns already. And really now I need to go and have a look, see where the bags have dropped over there, and let's see if we get any Valyrian saddles in those bags. Now we're safe. There's 2 bags I saw there, so let's just a little check around. Any wyverns? No. Jump off. And this time I will try and remember to first of all put the things that are weighing me down in the Giga's inventory and go down the tail of the Giga so I'm not dropping so high. Not drop into the lava and drop down safely. Okay, let's see what this one drops. Just the talon, and this one, just the talon. Okay. Alright, let's move along a bit. There is something else there. It looks like another egg, maybe a Velonosaur. So just check around for wyverns. Looks like we're safe. There's another nest up there. We'll go get that in a sec. First of all, we'll see what this Velonosaur. Oh, it's a Kentrosaur. Rubbish. Okay, so we'll just turn around. We'll go over that little lava bridge. And there's 2 nests, one there and one there. So we'll check that one first. I'll see how close I can get to the side this time. I want ideally just to be able to step off and drop onto my Giga. So, oh, there we go. Well, that's a good test. I was off my wyvern. And that poison didn't affect me. It attacked me, did me damage from a bite, but the poison didn't damage me. So yeah, that hazard protection really worked. I'll just have a few medical brews. I don't know where that came from. There was nothing anywhere near until I got off my wyvern, which often happens. Probably just spawned right on top of me knowing ARK. Right, let's get up there. Is that attached? Yeah, off we go. And is there any? Yeah, there's something in the nest, so let's drop off. Put that away. That's a 20th level. Doesn't matter, we'll pick it up. And let's get onto our Giganotosaurus. Let's see. And oh, I killed myself. I missed the Giga. Typical. Right, guys. Well, I'm going to respawn. And I'm going to go get my Giga. But that is essentially how to get wyvern eggs using a wyvern and how to get wyvern eggs using a Giga. You just not got to be so silly as I have. And unfortunately this map has recover corpses, so I just need to go and grab my Giga now. So look, thanks everybody for watching. You get the idea. I'm not going to labour the point. I'll speak to you again soon on Helvornet Games.